You know what I hate? Like, okay, I don't hate it, but like I'm really like kind of peeved right now. Like, not Chicken Select. Twilight? Like, oh my god. Who would want to read that? Like, I understand that maybe it's a good book, but how cliche is it? Like, it's the nerdy girl and the bad guy, and they fall in love, but somehow it's forbidden. But then they find a way to overcome it, and everything turns out fabulous. Like, no, like, how many books have done that before? Ugh, disgusting. Like, also, like, I don't know if people don't understand the concept of reality. Because I like books. I love to read and I love books, but I understand that they're fake. Like, well, duh, if it's nonfiction, it's real. But, like, fiction books, Twilight, Harry Potter. Let's see, what else did this happen in? Twilight, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. It's fake. It's words on paper. And in those cases, they made it into a movie, but they're actors. They're not real. You can say you're on Team Edward and Team Jacob, but who's gonna know except for the people that see your shirt? No one. Like, what even is this team? Like, that's the one you think is hot? Honestly, they're both disgusting. Like, okay, today at school, okay, so it's Spirit Week this week, so it was Character Day today. Like, TV characters, whatever. Like, there's a girl dressed up as Harry Potter, and that's totally fine because they make Harry Potter costumes because it was a good book. It was a good movie. And like 3/4 of the school dressed up as Twilight. Like, okay. Fun fact, I never read the books for Twilight. I never saw the movie. I don't plan on doing either. But let me tell you what happens in the book. She's some low-life girl that no one knows existed. And then there's this guy, Edward. Whoa! And he's like this gorgeous guy. And she falls in love with him. But okay, so have you ever read Romeo and Juliet? So we're reading that in my English class. And this is exactly what's happening in Romeo and Juliet. What happens in Twilight? Like, they only love each other based on their looks. So, like, little background story. The Capulets were having a banquet, and that's Juliet's family, and then Romeo sneaks in to crash the party, and Juliet is there, and like insta love. Like, he falls in love with her because he sees that she's totally gorgeous. Even though like he's apparently like 19, she's like 13. I don't know, that's what my teacher said. But that's what happens in Twilight. Like, it's the biggest cliche. She falls in love with him, but they can't be in love, and he doesn't know she exists. And then they do fall in love, but then everyone's like, oh no, that can't happen. Like, okay, let's say I do read Twilight. At some point, I don't really plan on it, but let's say I get bored one day and read Twilight. I'm not gonna fall in love with Edward Cullen. I will not aspire to be like Bella Swan. Like, okay, this girl came up to me and she's like, oh my god, I wish my boyfriend was more like Edward Cullen. And I was like, you want your boyfriend to be fake? Like imaginary? Like words on paper? Because I'd much rather have like a real breathing boyfriend than a name on paper. Like, honestly, also, from what I've heard, because again, I've never read the books, but what I've heard, Edward's kind of a stalker. Which again is like Romeo and Juliet. Like, okay, there's this scene in Romeo and Juliet where she's up in her balcony and he's down below and he's just like eating up every word she says. And she's got her hand like this or something. And he's like, I want to be the glove on your hand. Like, if a guy said that to me, I'd be creeped out. Like, I'd be out of there so fast. Oh my god. You don't even understand how upset this makes me. I'm I'm so distraught. Like, oh my god. After Twilight came out, like, I understand that there are people that liked the books, And then after it came out and everyone like got all like hyped about it, I'm sick of it. Like I'm sick of hearing about it. I don't want to. I don't care if you think you're a vampire. Honestly, that weirds me out. I don't want to hear it. It doesn't make me want to like date you or really even talk to you if you're gonna be weird and lie. Like, who do you think that makes you cool? Like, who would even do that? I don't know. Like, I'm really upset about this. Goodbye.